2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're live. Welcome everyone. It's your host with the most, Griever. As always, bringing you guys Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, chapter 58, reaction. Griever stream reaction. And look at that, wouldn't you know it, I'm getting texts and oh my, I have to pay a phone bill. Look at that. But no. What we are here today to do is ignore our cell phone bills for a moment and read some Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, chapter 58. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Now, as you guys can no doubt tell, we have a little bit of a change up in the beautiful streaming thing. I hope it's working out well. It's just a nice, calming, moving background. I find a lot of people when they get the moving backgrounds, they're moving around way too much. So I found this one, I downloaded it, I found this one, I changed up the contrast and the color and stuff, and then I slowed it down by 75%. Because the thing was moving all the time and it's kind of distracting, right? Like the main focus is this beautiful face of mine, right? That's the main attraction. So I figured to change that up, and as you guys can see, the live streaming thing to let you guys know it's live, and something we've needed for a long time. Boom, baby. Boom, baby. 10-minute runoff time. The 10-minute countdown is underway. When that is finished, we read the chapter. People have been asking for that for a little bit. Viv has mentioned I just got to figure it out how to make one. Ease of use in OBS. Now, it should be on the screen. I'm checking the preview window right now in YouTube Studio, but that's always about 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind. But it should be working just fine. So, yeah. Anyway, I really like the new layout. I spent a lot of time working on it. And then, of course, I just copy and paste and color contrasted it for all the other future streams. So, look forward to that, guys. Also, have another caveat. Another little caveat here. A brand new chair for me. Yes, it's for me. You know, it's my birthday gift to me. I'm so happy. You know, and for those of you who don't know, that's Emperor's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove. So let's just say right off the bat that got the new chair, got the new beautiful leather chair from Staples, you know. So I got nothing else to talk about. But yeah, so anyways, let's check the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Also, a little disappointed for one big thing about Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, going back on topic, but that's what the 10-minute runoff's for. 10-minute runoff is for me to talk with the chat, tell bullshit that you guys don't give a fuck about, that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, one thing I was disappointed by is everyone was like, ooh, double chapter, ooh, double chapter, ooh, double chapter. I guess maybe I misread or was misinformed, because when I got informed this morning it was a double chapter whammy, I'm like, yeah! No, it's not. I already read chapter 57. I know I read chapter 57. And just in case, I started to read the first few pages and I was like, yeah, goddammit, I read chapter 57. So no, it was all about the HQ, the HD versions, right? Like they're going to use the high quality scans from now on. So we will be waiting about an extra week, maybe sometimes longer, but we'll be getting the more high quality scans and translation. But honestly, I was 100% fine with the scans. Maybe I'll feel differently when I'm fully reading. Maybe I'll feel differently about that. But I never had a problem with the scans that they were already using to translate Record of Ragnarok. So we'll have to wait and see. You know. But yeah, hopefully some of you guys got my new Emperor's New Groove reference there. It's my birthday gift to me, David Spade and all that shit. He was on Ellen today, apparently. Alright, so Miss Content is in here and says, I'll be here for the first 45 minutes. My new D&D campaign starts at 7. Well, ain't you just a vagina fuck? Ain't you just a goddamn... No, that's fine. Now he's in here and said, it'll be a bone-tastic. I can read that multiple ways, and I'm going to keep it a little bit cleaner here at the beginning of the stream. We'll get dirtier as we go. Jay Warrior said, sup, it's a good chapter. Welcome and fantastic. Glad to hear it. This content also said, just tried some lentils for the first time, made them with some rice for dinner. Now, lentils, some people can just eat them plain like white rice. Some people can be like, it's okay. It's like, it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, but they can eat it. And they're healthy for you, so that's great. My wife, I don't cook with lentils myself too often, because I find they need a little bit of help, but they can be good. Like, there's a great recipe for stuffed bell peppers with lentils and cream cheese and all this shit. So, but yeah. But that's good. That's good. Branching out, Misk. Branching out. That's excellent. You should always try new food. I'm 31 years old, and to this day, I'm still trying new food. You know what I'm saying? Rainey said, HQ scans are beautiful. I bet they are. I bet they are. So we're going to have to wait and see. Skin said, because when I checked earlier, when I was talking about checking chapter 57, just so you guys don't think I'm a total fucking hypocrite, I was checking on my phone, wasn't exactly paying attention to detail. I was making sure that I was like, is this really a double chapter? You know what I mean? Skin is in here and says, yo, pretty good chapter. Glad to hear it. Misk says, they're good, but definitely need to be had with some meat. Yeah, meat is a common thing, and lentils, I forget what's common with lentils. There's some other stuff, but see, I don't cook with lentils, so I don't know enough. And thank you guys very much for 6 people in here and 6 likes. I like to see it. I like to see those even numbers. We'd like to see a tie game, you know what I'm saying? Miss said, I also made some for my mom to have when she gets home from work, so hopefully she'll like it too. What a good son. Cooking for your mother. That's, everyone, round of applause for that. You know why? You know why that deserves a round of applause? It's because nowadays, just having an average, normal storybook upbringing, people consider you, like, lucky and, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you had, expectation, no, advantageous or whatever, like that. It's like, oh, you got the good luck of the draw. No. I had working class parents with working class jobs, barely affording milk and diapers, and I just wasn't a fucking prick of a child. I don't know what it is, you know? Like, people are just being raised wrong or something these days. But yeah, so, you know, it's nice to see that shit, because I haven't heard of anybody cooking for their mother in years. I cook for my mother, but I'm old, and I used to cook for my mother when I was a teenager, but I'm old now. I haven't heard of a teenager cooking for their mother in years. Just years. So that is so nice to hear. Caden said, let's go. Miss said, new layout looks very good. Thank you very much. I worked very hard on it. I thought it was time for a change. It's a new year. It's a new me. It's a new chair. It's a new haircut. It's a great beard. It's well, actually, just a really sexy, oh my god, I think I might be the next Jason Momoa. Anyways, yeah. Where were we? Justin's in here and says, sup. Rainey says, people got Erang scans, decided to wait for HQ, yeah. Nevis said, oh, this is a new layout. Do you like it? Like, the layout hasn't changed too much. The layout's still the same. I just shifted shit around and changed some shit. So that's pretty cool. Tenryo's in here and says, yay, more Ragnarok. Indeed. Nevis said, skip out on phone bills, steal from the company. Kidneys. Oh wow, I was 15 minutes behind. Or 5 minutes behind, 15 minutes, 5 minutes behind. There you go. Awesome. Indeed. Justin said, do I wish I could cook for my mom? She lives in a different country. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, Justin. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, it always sucks when you're in a different country, you know, or far away from people. It doesn't even need to be a different country. It could be anything. Roy's in here and says, hello, how are you today? Why, hello, Roy. Glad you can make it. I'm doing pretty good. Just said, plus I'm a bad cook. Well, you can fix that, good sir. The best thing is that unlike major sports, and unlike things like being a mangaka and being like, you know, stuff like that, you can just be average. The average home cook is, once to use the term, average. And they taught themselves that way. You don't need to be skillful in the kitchen to make good food. To make great food and make multiple great food, you need to have skill in the kitchen. But generally speaking, follow the recipe, do what's shown, learn a couple techniques in 2 years. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. In 1 year of cooking for yourself, 52 weeks. I give it one meal, one completely different meal, 52 weeks, you'd be an average cook. because you'd have the knack for it then. You know, you'd know the right way to crack an egg. You'd know the right consistency for salt and pepper. You'd know the very simple things that just make from a bad cook to an average cook. It's like a couple dozen things that make the difference when it comes to that. Now, when you go to higher levels, yeah, you need a little bit of skill. You need a little bit of that, but you can also learn skill. There is talent, of course. There's a lot of talent involved as well, just like sports, but yeah. Definitely. Neve said change that. Exactly. Change it. Change the way you think. This has become motivation time with less than a minute left to go. Yeah. Roy said nice chair. Why, thank you. It's... that's serenity right there. That's fucking serenity. No, actually, this is serenity. This is, Firefly, the ship. God, I'm old. Let's see. Caden said, my mom taught me how to cook at 12, and I've been cooking ever since for her. Very good, Caden. Very good. I'm glad to hear it. Miss said she doesn't like cooking, and especially doesn't have the patience for it. That's a key thing, patience, too. After work, yeah, that's a big thing, too. And considering she had to stay late to train some new person, I imagine coming home for a real nice dinner would be nice. Of course it would. Even if, you know what I do for my mom instead of cook for her a lot of the time? Where she doesn't drive, I go and get her things she likes. Like, I go pick her up sushi because my dad doesn't eat it and they share meals and stuff, right? That's just little things like that. Cook her a nice meal, clean, the living room, do something nice for her. Always, always. Roy said it's okay to be okay, good, average. Exactly. Joseph's in here and says, hey, Griever, why the heck was the chapter released today? I don't know, but boom, baby, timer is done. We have 9 people watching and 7 likes, and I said I'm keeping to that timer, so any more chat's going to have to wait. Let's get right into it. Chapter 58, Record of Ragnarok, also known as Shuumatsu no Valkyrie. I actually like the title Shuumatsu no Valkyrie a lot better. Just me. As always, let's go. Shout out to the translator Demi, who does a lot of the work besides. Proofreader Bean Soup. You know what? I thought my name was good, but Bean Soup, goddamn. Cleaner and redrawer was Ragnarok Scanlation. Okay, that's a new one. And Ped. Okay, Ped's a new one. And we have typesetter Aviv work together with someone for once. A guy named T.E. Or T. Alright, cool. Alright, so, now if you guys remember in the last chapter, I'm still Hades all the way. So, let's get into this. Alright, so, yeah, shut the fuck up, you stupid ad. Alright, so the arena's crazy. There's our emperor, Chin, I guess. You don't say, it's not Quinn, it's Chin, I guess. It makes a ch sound. Emperor Chin here with his Darksiders 2 pauldrons there, and now apparently he's blind. Because his we got more eye powers going on here, I'm assuming. Maybe, you know what? I would actually really like it if him being blind, he was just blind, and it had absolutely nothing to do with any abilities. Like, we've already seen his abilities. He picks, like, armor and all that stuff, right? We've seen his abilities so far, and I would really like it if it had nothing to do with his eyes. If we had a little lack of eye powers, you know what I mean? Because the eye powers thing is big in a lot of manga. I don't know if it's because it's easy or something, but I'm hoping no more eye powers. It won't ruin the character or anything, but because we all assumed bandages over the eyes, gotta have eye powers, So, people have been assuming there's a Sharingan under Zoro's fucking eye ever since the post-time skip fucking over 10 years ago, so, Alright, so let's see. So, we're just leaving off at the end of the last chapter. Blood dripping down our Emperor's face, and Hades says, so, you can take one of my attacks and still smile. Honestly, that doesn't look like much of a smile right now, but okay. Chapter 58, Blindfold the King Where It All Began. Bloodied and bruised. Alright. Hades swirling. Oh, he's smirking. He's swirling that spear. I would expect nothing less from a king. Alright, so this man already had respect for what he's seen so far. Hades is actually probably one of the smartest god fighters. Yeah, let's see who else. Yeah, he's actually so far, I would argue he's the most intelligent of all the god fighters on the god side. Easy. Because he never underestimated the humanity's power since he's been introduced. Maybe he would have been cocky had he been in round 1 or 2, but he didn't. He came out of the gate fucking swinging. And now he's already got the respect thing down, you know? He's like, all right, I respect your title as being a king. I'm king of the netherworld, but, you know, you're still kind of a king. All right, so here he goes with this spear. Let's see. Hades smiling, and he's going to dash forward with a thrust. And he's launching a bunch of thrusts, okay? Hades launches into a ferocious flurry with his rigid spear. Qin Shi Hyung Wang, or I don't know how to say it really. The pronunciation's all fucked up with this shit. Has no choice but to roll with the thrusts. Gotta roll with the punches, roll with the thrusts, roll with the punches, roll with the thrusts. And boom, boom, boom. Alright. This is like a woman going to a bar on Friday night. Just gotta keep rolling with the thrusts. Roll with those thrusts and avoid at all costs. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, he's being nicked here and there, though. He is being hit. He's being hit. Some of them not so great. Let's see. So let's see what he's going to do. I can't really tell what he's doing here in the next panel. But let's see. Oh, I skipped something. I was about to say, that's weird. So, Goal says, all that damage from before really took its toll on... no. If I had to conjecture... he's waiting... I don't think that's how you use that word. Well, I suppose conjecture is a way of saying I had to guess. But I think the way you say it is, I'm giving my conjecture. Like, you have to preface it. So, because it just sounds weird. If I had to conjecture, if I had to concur, like... you know, that doesn't sound... yeah. That sounds a little weird. Anyways, not a big deal. So she if I had to guess, and boom, he's waiting. So he's waiting for an opportunity to use that technique again. And he's staring down. Okay. So, Goal shocked. Hop! And here comes Hades again. Boom. Thrusting, really powerful. All of these look like they would do a lot of damage. And, oh, he's took another hit. Hades. Yeah, Hades don't care. I love Hades tattoos. You know who Hades reminds me of? Hades looks like if you were to put Bon Jovi in a goddamn manga from, like, 1988. Like, if Bon Jovi was in a manga in, like, early 90s, late 80s, this is how it would look like. Like, he's got a vine, like, rose tattoo. You know, he's wearing this really, like, elaborate, like, skin-tight, like, back then very feminine to wear the skin-tight, like, cut off, you know, sort of idea. The long hair, the more feminine attire. He looks, and he's got the painted nails. He's looking like Bon Jovi. Maybe that's why I like him so much. I don't know. Anyway, so he grips. Oh. Here. Oh, so he's waiting for an opportunity to use that technique again. Alright, let's go. Boom. Hades back up to the hilt of the spear. Try and block it. Now, says Hades. And Smasher of Earth, Persephone, Titan. I really love that he's naming his attacks after his wife. I want to see his wife. I want to see his wife show up when everyone thinks, like, oh my god, how can Hades defeat that? And Persephone just shows up like, he is the king of hell. What? Like, I wanted to show up. I want Persephone to show up, fan herself, you know, and just be like, She goes, do you know how many pantheons of gods there are here today? Yes, and do you know how many claim to be rulers of hell and kings of the underworld and such? All these pantheons have their own rulers of the underworld. he rules them. And there's good reason, because he is the strongest. You know, something to just put all the other gods out of the game and just be like, yeah, we have rulers in hell, you know, in all these religions and mythologies, and it's like, nah. Hades is the king. I just want to see that shit. I feel like that's how she's going to come in. So let's see, boom. Oh, Hades thrusting down. And Chin looking. Oh, man, he's taking it. Let's see. Hades' sturdy spear comes down hard on Chin again. And, oh, he's struggling. He's struggling with it. Brynhilde's shocked. Gull's shocked. He's really done for now. Alright. And, of course, he's not. He's like, he's going to go, ta! You know he's going to do that. Shaking. Ares, end of the line. You know when Ares thinks something's definite, it's the exact opposite. So let's go. And here come the eye powers. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of how Asakura thing here, alright? A little different, but so far I'm hoping it's going to be a little different, because then it's just going to feel like, because I think how Asakura is one of the best written manga villains easily, and if it's the exact powers and shit, I'm gonna be pissed. Now we already saw the pentagram idea, but this is making me nervous seeing all these stars. Let's see. All right, so boom, his eyes have stars in them, but maybe he's just using the same powers again. And they just are related to his eyes. Maybe he's just using another form. So he's breathing in. Get a lot of smoke and stuff happening. And fireball jutsu. So he's using fireball jutsu. Okay. Boom. Or it looks like. I don't know what it is. Smoke ring. Alright. Fires it. Straight at Hades. Poof. It seemingly touches his arm. Hades is shocked. It goes by him. And it didn't seem to do anything? Or no, he's letting up. He seems to be letting up, like he lost some strength. Huh? His force got weaker, says Hermes Ares. Boom. And here comes Chin. Grabs it. Pulling him forward, I'm guessing. Yeah, Hades is being pulled forward. Clench. He clenches the spear. Alright. And now he's pulling it towards himself and lifting Hades instead. Chiyo. Armor form. Boom. And lifts Hades off the ground. Because he sort of like stole the momentum of the force or something. Foof. Up into the air he goes. It's taking a toll on him. Like, he's not doing this like for fun or easily, but okay. And Heavenly Hand of Defense. And slam. So sort of the same thing he did last time, isn't it? Like basically redirecting the flow of power. Alright, so Hades down on the ground, coughing up some blood. Alright, he took the damage. He took a hit. Alright. Alright, so let's check back with the chat. Let's see what the chat's saying about this really quick. See what the chat's saying. Catching up, Joseph said, how did cooking become the topic of discussion? We just run with shit at the first 10-15 minutes of the stream, and then we move on, you know. Skin said, who knows, just run with it. Nevi said, if Chin doesn't win, I will sell my organs on a legitimate market. Moving on. Rainey said, eye powers are going to be the norm at this rate. I think so. Joseph said, I don't know. Eye powers to me are pretty awesome. They are, but when they're overdone, when they're overused, it's annoying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone in Naruto eventually had the fucking Sharingan. It was getting old. Skin said, I will say the eye powers are becoming a bit overused now. Just a little bit. You know, like now we're not going to have eye powers for another few times, you know, because we just can't. Rainy said, I don't mind because they're all so varied. They might be varied, but I just don't, like, I'm just like, can we enough with the eyes? You know, we get it. Everybody's insightful in this tournament, you know. Maybe that's just me. Coach said, I haven't read the chapter, but I said in my mind, yeah, I'm too lazy to read, so yeah, here I am. Really? You're too lazy to read Ragnarok, Koji? Wow. And thanks for the 9 like, guys. Appreciate it. Rainy said they both kind of acknowledged each other last chapter. They did. Rainy said, no, that's how you use it, I'm sure. I don't know. Like, it just sounds weird because usually you say with conjecture, not... Let's look it up really quick. Conjecture is to guess, right? An opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete information. Conjectures about the newcomer might be varied. Many conjectured that the judge could not agree. Yeah, so if I had to conjecture, that just sounds... I don't know. It doesn't sound right to me. It sounds wrong in the sentence, but when I say it out loud, but whatever, it might be correct. I don't know. You know. So I know what conjecture, just so we're clear, guys, I already know what conjecture means. I was double checking to see if there was any examples of how it's used, but none in that way. So, yeah, I already know what conjecture means, trust me. Let's see. Koji said conjecture means an opinion or conclusion, I think. Yeah, it can. Or a guess, or a hypothesis, even. Koji said based on a certain amount of information, that would be a hypothesis. That's true. Let's see. Nevi said that can change, Koji. It can indeed. Rainy said, I don't know why, but I'm a worry Persephone will only be referenced through these attacks. That could be, but I feel like we'll still see her eventually. Joseph said, I love the fact that he named his attack after his wife, too. I also hope she shows up. Me too. Rainy said, only 3 chapters and both characters are both roughed up a bit. Hades is like a tank. Hades is a tank. J Warrior message retracted. Caden said, look closely at the Emperor's eyes. You'll notice something interesting. Let's go back. Notice the Emperor's eyes. I noticed something interesting. That he's got really feminine eyelashes on the bottom. He's got stars in his eyes. Like he's got the pentagram in his eyes. I'm not noticing anything crazy. Let's see. Boom, boom. His eyes are blind again. The stars are still stars. Not noticing anything different yet. They're just stars. Let's see. Boy Fawn says, is this the first time that the 2 fighters are hot? Lubu and Thor were... I mean, maybe people weren't into Lubu, I guess. Zeus wasn't very hot. Adam was. Poseidon... People liked Poseidon, and Sasaki was old. Herc and Jack, I look him, but, I mean, I guess he's not hot by that definition. Heracles was certainly hot. Shiva and Raiden, maybe? Maybe? The closest... Yeah, I guess this is the first time that it's pretty much universally decided that both combatants are pretty sexy. Koji says, I gave you a like and I am here. Why are you mad at me? I'm mad at you, Koji. Because it's easy, Koji. You make it too easy. Koji said, I came back from university, Griever. There's a reason. Is there? Wow. J Warrior said, I'm not sure if Professor is going to show up. I hope she does. Anyways, alright, let's jump back into it. We are currently, for those following along, on page 14. Top of page 14. I bought beer today just for this, actually. Because I knew the chapter dropped at like 5 in the morning, and I was like, okay, I got 2 options. I was like, I can get up right the fuck now, tired as shit, and do this all before work, which I did not want to do, and like just have a cup of tea and get this stream done and get shitty amount of views. I was like, or I can break my rule, which I'm trying to do better about drinking through the week. I'm trying to do a lot better. Even though my wife's gone, I'm still trying to do better. And I decided, you know what, no. I'll have a few beer with the stream. I'll buy some beer for the stream, and then I won't drink tomorrow, and blah, blah, blah. So, I thought I'd buy a new chair, buy some beer, celebrate that we got a record, a Ragnarok chapter, you know. So let's see. At the top of page 14, we have Chin goes 2 for 2 with the heavenly hand. Yeah, he did use that already. Yeah, okay. And counters Hades' deadly strike. That's right. Okay. So boom, he's going in. He's going in with his man nails. He's going in with his man nails, man claws. Boom, going forward. Yaw, yaw, and he charges forth, and foam into the cloud, into the mist, and something in the cloud, in the dust, and Chin shocked. Boom! Another thrust comes his way. Ooh. Does he dodge out of the way in time? It seems like he does. It seems like he spins out of the way in time. Does a crazy twirl. Boom, lands on the other side. And they're both back to back. Staring at the ground and a whirlwind of power. Hades is hurt though. Hades is feeling. I mean, technically, isn't this his own power and his own attack? Like the own force of what Hades could do to himself. So this would hurt. Even Hades. Alright, so boom, boom, boom. So he's a deflector. So far, he's basically a deflector. So let's see. Both standing off. This is a very Ichigo Byakuya moment. Hades, how? How was he able to redirect my attack? Yeah, so Hades is only taking damage because it's fucking Hades hitting himself. Okay, cool. And now we have Chin looking completely different right here in this particular panel, I find. Looking more like a modern anime knight. Alright, he's silent. And wait. He opens his blind eye. He looks at Hades' chest by the looks of it. Is that what he's looking at? He's looking at Hades. He's staring at Hades' chest in his eyes. And then so does redirecting hurt like a bitch? Like, does he have to take the damage later? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. It seems like he's going, he's being hit all over. Okay, let's go. And then Hades, huh? Hades, like, what's going on here? Hades, a sexy-ass motherfucker. And, alright, he's covering his eyes. Now then. He's gearing up again. We're far from over here. Alright. What was that? King of the Netherworld. I wish they would call him King of Helheim. Like, Netherworld sounds cool, but King of the Underworld, which is more accurate. King of Hell. You know, these titles sound so much better. I'm just going to go with that. King of Helheim. Head on. Oh, alright, he's shocked. This is my domain of combat. But is he going to redirect? Prepare to die. He's going to stab him again. Which is ironic that he says that because he's using a long-range spear for melee combat. Oh, he's going to do it again. He breathes in. Poof. And here it goes again. Against Hades' center. And we see the courses through it. Foam. It hits him. It doesn't do any damage, but it seems to like pulsate throughout his body, like it's going, like it's vibrating him or something like that. The women would love this. And let's see. Okay, and he charges forth. Spear thrust. He dodges. He's coming in close. Huh? And here he comes. Nah, Hades expected this. I'm going to guarantee you. Hades expected this. And here come the claws. He's going in. Chiyu spear form. Thrust. Oh, maybe he didn't. Oh, shit. Maybe he didn't. Spear form. Chiyo. You know, in less civilized cultures, they call this technique 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. I'm at the W. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, you can do it this way if you like, or you can do it that way. Whatever you prefer. But yeah, so I guess, I mean, these are two very sexy people. I guess they just want to get it on. I guess he just wants to get it on with Hades, which, granted, wouldn't you? I mean, even if you're not gay, you'd look at this man walking down the street and you'd be like, fuck, I wish this that. Like, when you get out of the shower in the morning, you dry off, you look yourself in the mirror, because everybody's got a mirror in the bathroom, or you should. You go in the mirror, you take a look at yourself. Don't you wish that was staring back at you looked like that fucking man? If you never walked by somebody on the street, you're like, God damn, I wish I woke up looking like that. You know? That means that you recognize that person is attractive. You can be 100% straight, or you can be 100% gay and recognize the same about the other gender. Whatever. You can do that, and you can look down there and go, alright, alright, alright. You know what I'm saying? Point is, I was wrong. Hades fucking took this attack. I guess Hades isn't exactly like the super brain, like, I knew you would do this the whole time. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's just doing this to figure out the technique. He's like, he doesn't understand it, so he's got to just keep attacking until he figures it out. So maybe he is the genius, but let's see. Boom. Hit some by the looks of it. Ka. Alright. Hades. Eyes white. Oh no. Slant. Oh, this doesn't look good. Whoa. Spear. Out of the 5. Right. Mount Tide Dragon Claw. Spear mixed with the halberd. Mount Tide Dragon Claw. Did he mix 2 versions? Or did he just use... I don't get why spear and halberd are used. I guess maybe he combined 2 to use that technique. He used spear and halberd, but at first it said Chiyo spear form he attacked, and then he used Mount Tide Dragon Claw, which is the name of the attack. It still shows spear. I don't get why halberd is there unless he combined both, unless he used spear form to get there and then he used the halberd form to hit him. Alright. That one's up for debate. I don't know why, showing that. Okay. Alright. So, boom. It's a nice shot. It's a nice shot. The Chinese dragon and everything. That's a pretty cool shot. Okay. Everybody's shocked. Ares. Ares' eyes look fucking demonic, okay? Ares' eyes look fucking scary. Alright? The Shinsengumi and Sasaki are there. Looking like what? Chinese people looking like what? Chin's intense strike. Gah. Alright, so even Hades is like, gah. Oh man, he took a hit. No, holy shit. Has left its mark on the king of the underworld. Oh, for God's sakes. Who's this now? Hello. What's up? Not much. Just wondered, you're bringing the van tomorrow? Yeah, okay. Well, I'll see you, 7:30? Okie dokie, I was just checking. He wanted me to check. Okie dokie, sounds good to me. Alright, cool. Bye. Work, guys. Work happens. Sorry about that. But I'm the guy who can answer a phone call on stream. Let's go! But yeah, holy shit, that looks, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't look natural. That looks like there's a magic bleeding, like, thing, like the Sarlacc pit is eating his abs. Like, holy shit. Fuck, that went, like, right through him, like, in a weird, like, tear. It's like, it dug in. It was like he drilled himself. Like the spear, like it was like a cordless drill, just zing right through you and tore all your... Jesus Christ, that looked like it fucking hurt. Okay, so humanity cheers. Ares said that's impossible. Hades was just, what is that human? Hermes says he's certainly out of the ordinary. And Zeus is the one coming in. Hands on the back. Ha ha ha, my children. Indeed. But it seems Hades has already caught on to something. Dad, where have you been this whole time? Yeah, where has Zeus been? But I love that Zeus is like, don't worry, kids, don't worry. Hey, this is all part of Hades' plan. You know? Caught on. Even Hermes doesn't know what's going on. Hermes is the guy. Ares is the guy who knows nothing, right? Ares is the dumbfounded reader, right? Hermes is the one with all the info, with all the knowledge. And Hermes doesn't even get what's going on here. And Zeus doesn't. He's like, oh, his eldest brother, the guy probably stronger than Zeus, is standing there bleeding, losing to a human. And Zeus is, oh, it's fine, it's fine. So Hades is about to like turn into a fucking devil. I see now. It's bleeding out everywhere. And Hades says, it's your breath. Oh God. Oh God. The Demon Slayer fan base is going, it's a breathing technique. Oh my God. You know, the Demon Slayer fan base is just going fucking, like, they all jizzed in their pants, you know. But I do like that, alright, this is going to be intriguing if done correctly, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm just making fun of the Demon Slayer fan base. I'm not upset by this. This, alright, so it wasn't that he was using a technique and then he was using, like, a fireball jutsu. It was a breathing, and that's why Hades didn't really notice, because Hades wasn't really acknowledging the, like, breath of air. We're seeing it visually, but clearly Hades isn't. And so that's why... Alright, cool. So it's your breath. Your breath stinks! You need some Tic Tacs or something, Emperor of China. Your breath stinks! Yeah, so that's why Hades is losing. He can't stand. He loses his composure. He gets too close. He's like, man, Jesus, would you... I know you were alive before toothpaste, but you fucking get some Colgate on that shit. Jesus, go see a dentist. You know? Let's see. It's your breath. So let's see. Alright. So you used your breath to strike at the crux of my power. How does his breath do that, though? And how does it know where the crux of his power is? And upset the flow of my technique. I get that part. Hades says, an impressive feat for a mere puff of air. Well, shit. That's some sassy talk there. That's some sassy talk. And Jin goes, I can see them all. What is he gonna? Does he got the Bakugan or whatever the fuck it is to see all the nerve points or something? All of the stars. Crack, crack, crack. Ching. His stars are shining within you. Okay, so all of his power. So he sees all the stars. So he sees the stars within Hades. So pressure points, power points, not Microsoft. Don't come at me. I think that we're going to need to learn a little bit more, because Hades seems to know what's going on. You use it to strike at the crux of my power. So he can see all the, like, he calls them the stars, but they're quite literally not stars. You know, Hades isn't walking around with some supernovas inside of him, a couple of red dwarfs here, a couple of planets there. That's not how it's working. They're using stars as this metaphor thing to make it badass, but I'm guessing that each one is like, okay, here's, you know, when he's using all his power, it's like this one's burning brighter. So it's sort of like what Jack can do, I guess. Once again, the eyes are like, the eyes are there, but they're not, I don't know. Alright, so let's just move on. Within you. Alright. Oh, there's, what's her name? What is her name? Hurst? Isn't that Hurst? I think so. He threw off Hades' technique with a puff of air. The hell is that supposed to mean? And Sasaki there. Oh, there's Sasaki. Oh, we're gonna get his insight. I like that we're seeing the older combatants again. Like, we're not just always going through Zeus, Ares, Hermes, Brunhild, Goal. Zeus, Ares, Hermes, Brunhild, Goal. We're going through the people that have already fought now. Within all things, it's what's known as the flow of chi. Yeah, okay, so it's the flow of chi. That's what we're going with here. It's the ki. He's hitting the pressure points of ki, like in Breaker, they knock off the flow of ki in somebody's body, so they'll never be able to use martial art techniques again. They'll never be able to center the ki in their body, you know. Okay, so within all living things, so it's basically, he's hitting the force points, as it were. And naturally, there's a crux to that flow, okay? Even the slightest of strikes to this crux will disrupt the flow of chi and reduce the target's intended output, which makes sense because chi originates from China. Like ki is Japanese, chi is Chinese, as far as I'm aware. But these are very ancient things from China. So this actually makes a lot of sense that we're getting into the very Dragon Ball martial arts side of things from manga and anime. It's a lot of Fist of the North Star, Breaker, Dragon Ball, that kind of stuff, right? Getting into that stuff, which is cool. Saki says, the crucial point here being that even techniques with the potential to kill can have their power weakened just by breathing on them. Let's see. Oh, here's our Shinsengumi man. Not a difficult maneuver for an unmoving target, but in the midst of a death match, not just the target, but the cruxes themselves would be constantly shifting. Would it be possible to detect them instantaneously? Huh. Sasaki says, not a chance in hell is what I'd like to say. Ironically saying a chance in hell. Huh? But, seems that king there's found a way to do it. And Okita, his eyes are going nuts, and he's like, what I'd give to have a round with him. You know, he's just fucking going crazy. Let's see, he says, says Sasaki. Sasaki wants to fight him too. Absolutely, says Shinsengumi. Alright, bunch of lousy fighting nuts. Yeah, she can't understand. The swordsman's spirit shall never die. You know, that kind of shit. Alright, that's pretty cool. But alright, so he's found a way to do it. But by that logic, though, like, there's got to be more to it. Like, I don't think this explanation is great, because by that logic, okay, so I'm fighting you, right? And this thing is constantly shifting, but all of a sudden, I get, like, the wind. By that logic, the wind hits me. There's got to be something more special about the breath, or the acuteness of him hitting them with the breath. Like, it's got to be superpower breath or something, because just, like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Breathing on that one point disrupts the flow of ki. That'd be like saying, so if I stand out there in a blizzard, I can't use my ki at all. My flow of power is all blah, 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 blah. Like, see? Like, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to this. Because it can't just be him just like, you know, like, that wouldn't, you know. Got to be a little more to that. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Let's see. So Goal says, alright, we're getting more of it. Crux, flow of chi? Those cruxes, Brunhilde says, are what Chin refers to as stars. Fair enough, because he sees them as stars. Striking those stars with puffs of air and disrupting the target's chi, what could very well be called the hidden technique of chi-yo, crossbow, tortoise riddle, chi-yo crossbow form, spear armor. Okay. Oh, so it's literally, but then, like, oh fuck, my key's all disrupted. Like, that makes no sense. That means if there's any wind going on in that arena, they're fucked. Everybody's flow. By that logic, when he's thrusting and all that force of wind, that would mean that Chin's... maybe I'm reading too into this, but I think there's a flaw here. I think I got a bit of a flaw problem here. I hope it's explained better, because now we've got an explanation from Sasaki, which has one little hole, and Brunhilde's just confirming that that is a hole to me anyways. That's a bit of a hole in this match right now. Yeah. I don't know about this. We'll keep reading because I think we're almost done. Actually, we'll take a quick break. We'll read the chat for a minute, and then we'll get back there. We'll get back to that. Like, I'm sure it's just not being explained right. Like, it's more like he's, like, firing more like an air bullet, specifically at, like, the target is only 2 meters wide. Like, the body's the size of the Death Star, and you gotta fucking pinpoint accuracy that shit, or the whole thing goes to tits up. I'm assuming it's something like that, but they are not explaining it well here. And that's probably not the translators, that's the fucking, So I'm hoping that's explained better. Anyways, we'll catch up with the chat, and then we'll just take a short break because we're about an hour in, and then we'll jump back to the rest of the chapter. So let's see. Let's see. Joseph says, "What if Persephone appears behind Brunhilde and Gaul and wants to fight with them?" That'd be interesting. Koji said, "I'm reading it right now." Good. Randy says, yeah, Hades' own attacks are hurting him so far. Yeah, because nobody's doing that much damage. No human, maybe Adam, no human's doing that much damage to my man that easily. Boyfon says, the reason why Hades wins is probably because he has a more hotter waifu than Lolly. He has more hotter waifu than Lolly. Why does Chin have a Lolly waifu? Okay. Then he said, secret art, knocking breath. Apparently. Yeah, apparently we're doing some Toriko shit. Which, that's a better way to look at it than Demon Slayer, to be fair. Boyfun said, Chin looks like a combination of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. I think the author is inspired by Kung Fu movies. I mean, I think he's just designing what he thinks is cool, honestly. I'm sure there's some inspiration, maybe, but... Randy said, no, it's highlighting spear to show its spear form. Halberd is just there on that point of the pentagram. But I find it weird that they specifically put Halberd there. And, I mean, later on with the crossbow thing, they're showing the ones that are visible. But I wish they wouldn't do that because it's getting me confused a little bit. I know they're highlighting the text now that I've reread it. Like the white one, that's the one they're using sort of idea. But I'm just like, then why list the other ones? You don't need to. I don't know. Randy said, pardon this intermission. Yeah, I guess. Joseph said, what song is that ringtone of yours? It is Rustage Monster Trio One Piece rap right now. Joseph said, I'm sorry I had to leave. What's happening? Randy said, that is a nasty wound Chin dealt. It is. Joseph said, I think it's interesting having Hermes not knowing about this guy's weird martial art. Yeah, that is interesting, actually, for once. Thanks for the 11 likes, by the way, guys. Joseph said, Chin doesn't have a breathing technique. He has Hamon from Gojo. Or Jojo. Maybe. Actually, knocking breath actually makes more sense, like Neve said. Randy said, well, Hermes didn't seem to recognize Chin, so it makes sense. Fair enough. Jay Warrior said, so far, Hades hasn't shown anything to convince me he's stronger than Zeus. Yet. He's also the eldest brother, remember. Boyfon said, my theory is Ares has two form, the jobber form and the fighting maniac form when fighting. Maybe that's the thing. Randy said, Hades is sweating. He's, like, dying right now. Of course he is. Like, he's literally got a hole drilled into his abdomen. You perspirate the moment your body tries to compensate. Justice said, Hades doesn't have stars inside him. That's his dad's job. Fair enough. Yeah, Kronos. Justice said, I kind of don't like Chin's power. It makes sense that the Chinese king would have a martial art-based ability, but it's way too complicated for my monkey mind. It's a little over the top, but I think at least we're getting a little different here. We're trying to play around with it. And not everything's going to hit. Not everything's gonna hit. Like, you know, like Shiva's shit didn't hit with me. And this ain't hitting with me too hard. But right now, technically, Hades, all Hades is doing is going... like, all he's doing is melee. He's calling them names, but all he's doing is smacking a bitch. Randy sends, this seems very simple to me. It's not simple. Hades is being simple. You know, comparable. Joseph said, Okita is going to be the Kenpachi of Ragnarok, probably. Leonidas Pendragon, good name, said, hello, Griever, how's it going? Hello, Leonidas, how you doing? Randy said, it's more that Chin fires a concentrated breath that hits the crux specifically. Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to say, but they're failing to say it. Because otherwise, like, every one of these matches, everybody would have been hitting their stars, so to speak. And it's just like, you know, like, really? And he's timing it perfectly because it's, once again, as Sasaki said, it's a moving target. And I mean, it's pinpoint accuracy on a moving target. What if Hades went that way? You know? So, yeah. It's a little bit of bullshit, but we'll go with it. J Word said, Griever, I think you're reading far too much into it. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But Ragnarok is pretty much, it's a little bit meathead, it's a little bit emotion. But generally speaking, the fights are understandable when they just explain it's like, this is the reason. This is getting a little bit like, what about the other 6 rounds? You know what I mean? Nobody got hit in the chi that entire time. And by this look, everybody's got chi in their body. Sasaki confirms it as well. Gods have it too. So, like, I don't know. Joseph said, maybe it's because of Chin's Volan and Chin fires concentrated breath, probably charged with something. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Boom Bomber says, I think they mean a precise attack to the chi point itself is enough to disrupt it. But it looks very large, and it's just a breath of air. So I guess, like, I'd be more convinced if it was, like, if they were saying, like, it's actually a really microscopic, like, pinpoint accuracy, like a sniper from 1,000 miles away would have a hard time hitting it. If they did some type of analogy to tell me, because from visuals alone, this thing is the size of a fucking, like a softball. Like, it's the size of a small basketball. And it's hitting Hades, and it's fucking him all up. You're telling me nobody's been hit like that this entire fight with a gust of air in all 7 rounds? Like, I'm just a little like, this has never been brought up before, and it doesn't look pinpoint accurate or concentrated in any way. So, and the explanation is not helping. Like, to say, oh no, it might look that way, but that's not it, you know? That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging yet. I'm not saying, fuck Chin, this fucking power sucks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, I'm reading, and I'm saying I need a little more dialogue to explain it. I need a little more dialogue to tell me that it takes a snowball's chance in hell to hit this fucking thing, and it's not as visually easy as it's been told through dialogue and appears through visuals. That's all. Leonidas said Okita versus Chin would be quite interesting. I can't wait to see Okita fight. A lot of people are bored for some reason of Okita. I'm not. Justice said we are 3 chapters in, like in Adam versus Zeus. 3 chapters in, Zeus hasn't even gone to his final form. Exactly. Everyone hold the phone. Rainey said Adam versus Zeus was a short fight, though. Indeed, and the fights are getting longer, so. Justice said Hades is going to pull out some crazy shit, hopefully. Absolutely. Jay Warrior said, I never said Hades can't be stronger. I just said so far he's not. Oh, indeed. Absolutely. Of course he's not stronger. He's not stronger right now. But all we've seen him do is go, like, he's literally thrusted a spear and, like, bashed a spear. He has done nothing else so far. Rainey said, so Jay Warrior's not wrong. Rainey said the stars are all different sizes, and like I said, I don't think gusts of wind are enough. Chin just fire concentrated breath, but it's not appearing that way, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not buying it yet until I get a better feel for it. I need a little more dialogue and a little better visuals. You know, like even the marksman point, you know, in real time to show us that's what's happening. I mean, we spent like 3 whole pages showing how how fast the time punch was going from Zeus. I think they can showcase this a little better in the next couple of chapters, just to show how fucking insane this is. I'm good with him being able to do it. I just want them to tell me that that's what he's doing. You know, we're making assumptions here. All we're basing this off is Sasaki said, well, no, on a moving target. I'd like to say it's impossible to do that, but it looks pretty fucking easy from the visual standpoint is argumentative towards the rest of it. That's all. I think the visuals is what's fucking me up a little. That's all. Once again, you don't have to agree, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying. And thank you very much for the 12 likes. I appreciate it. So yeah. The stars are all different sizes. I didn't notice that. I think that's more of a visual thing. Just said have to leave for now, but see y'all later. Perfect. J-Board said Griever said that all the stars all moving around and it's hard to hit when the target is moving. Indeed it is. But look, what I was arguing is look at the size of the breath that's hitting him. Go back to the panels where he was hit. The size of this breath is the size of his bicep. Pretty easy to hit one of the stars in that fucking movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if he's attacking with this arm, it's a shoulder, and he hits a breath the size of the bicep, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it wouldn't be hard to hit, but they're making it seem like it's fucking impossible, and it's looking pretty easy to do. It's looking like mid-difficulty right now from the visuals, that's all. Anyways, thank you very much for the 12 likes. We'll be right back, and then we're just taking a quick short break, 1 minute, and then we will be back to finish the chapter. All right. Alrighty then. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Huh. There we go. I love this new chair. Like I just got it set up. The first time I sat down in it, I sat down and hit live. I'm serious. That's the first time I sat down in it, so I haven't really fully been able to just this is a nice chair. This is a nice chair. $229 plus tax. Not bad. Not bad for a good old chair. Not bad for a pretty good chair. My last chair was a Costco chair. It lasted me lasted me a good solid majority of a decade, I would say, and it was like $100, $120 special from Costco. So, all right. So, anyways, now that we're back, let's jump into, because apparently we're going to see the crossbow technique, tortoise ripple. All right, let's go. Okay, so he says, Wait a minute. So, no, wait. Okay, I misunderstood. What could very well be called the hidden technique of Chiyo is the crossbow technique, crossbow foam tortoise ripple. So that's the breathing technique. So it is part, the breathing technique is part of the 5 things. She says, oh, alright, so she's looking like a marksman. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Gold looks on. I don't really get it, but it sounds awesome. Huh? But wait. Alright. If, sorry about that, guys. Work. Yeah, alright, bolt on. Alright. Let's see. But wait. If Chin can see those stars, then why did he have his eyes covered before? That's a good question. Goal. Because he might not be blind. When man obtains an excessive ability, he must lose something in turn. Adam didn't. So, I mean, just saying. That is what it means to be a human. I guess Adam's more of an exception. Huh? Just looking at him, he's sweating. Okay, and he's taking... So is he taking a lot of toll on his damage? Is this basically... Is this Heracles 2.0? Which I'm not very happy with this guy trying to take away the labors of Heracles. You know, that would bother me a little bit. So basically, he uses his abilities. When he uses a labor, he goes in an immense pain. You know? That's what's happening here? Let's see. So Hades standing up straight even with that wound. It's not bleeding as bad. What's the matter, King of Man? Alright, here we go. Gol says, what's happening to him? Oh, he's feeling the attack. Yeah, just like before. Now he's feeling the attack in where he struck him. Oh, shit. How does that work? Did this guy ever kill anybody? Because if he has to take the attack later, he would die, wouldn't he? If he cut off somebody's head, and then it felt like his head was cut off, like, what's the deal? Chin has a wound in his stomach in the same spot where Hades does. And Chin said, this is why, Hades, silent, I hate fighting with my eyes. Because he takes the damage. Or he takes some of the damage. Maybe not all of it. I don't know. And then he smiles. Hades looks on. And Chin looking and saying, ah, that hurts. Like a true man, Chin Shi Hyung overcomes the pain and smiles. And that's the end of the chapter. We have a few notes here. Let's see if it's anything. Oh, Rumiko Takarashi is tragic turn of events. That's nice. 2 types of spear. Hades spear, or Bident, if you will, is referred to in Japanese by the term yari. I don't think that's a big deal. Heavenly Hand in defense is literally receiving hand. Dragon Claw. Alright, it's just some translation notes. I don't think anything's too bad. Anything that we need to know. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter. I guess I could have held it for that. Alright, so that's the end of the chapter. So yeah. Alright. So far, I still got Hades locked in. I've still got Hades locked in for my vote. You know what we should be doing? We should be playing this shit like fantasy football. I'm telling you right now. We should be playing this shit like fantasy football. I'm saying. Like, people got to put their money where their mouth is. It's easy to vote for the underdog when you don't have any money on it, right? I always put money on football. I put money on football all the time. So I put my money where my mouth is. You're gonna talk, you better walk that fucking walk. So, but yeah, I got Hades locked in. I got Hades locked in for a victory. But this is interesting. This chapter's alright. We're understanding more of Chin's power, and that was the chapter, right? Realistically. Nothing too crazy happened, nothing too hyper. Nobody got their head cut off. Nobody transformed into Super Saiyan. Nobody went and did anything crazy. So, and overall, as I said, I don't like the idea. I don't like the visuals with the explanation of the breath. I need more. I need somebody to, like, once again, everything that everybody's saying, like Jay Warrior's explaining it away, it's a concentrated breath and doing this. And it's like, yeah, but that's not what I saw. That's what we're assuming. Those are not the words on the paper, and that's not the visuals that are seen. So, like, I can make assumptions based on feats and do some power scaling bullshit on every manga ever, but, you know, it's like, I don't know. Like, as I said, I think that the visuals are my biggest problem with that. If everybody else is accepting it, then that's fine. But I would have preferred it looking more like a laser, like a pin laser point, and him breathing down this line, and it was like insane. And they did the time clock or something to show how quickly he has to change the trajectory or something. Like if he showed what a feat it was, because most of Ragnarok, unlike other manga, has shown us in great detail in split second, 0.01, ching. 0.02, ching. That's how fast it is. You can't even catch it with the human eye. You know, we visually are told and see with timestamps and all this other stuff, and we're seen with proper stuff. This time it looks more like as I said, I made the joke that it was a fireball jutsu because I thought everybody could see it. It looked like this big fucking fireball the size of my head, and I'm supposed to believe that that's a concentrated pinpoint accuracy on a moving target, and it hit exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's like saying like, oh, it's very hard to hit an ant on the ground with a hammer, and then the hammer is the size of the goddamn anthill. You know. So that's my only real gripe with the chapter so far. Is I think that this is pushing it a little bit. It's not bad and it's not broken and it's not. And I think that the fan theories, I think what the chat is saying about it for their explanation, their, once again, assumptions, their hypothesis on what's going on is probably what's going on. But once again, I'm not judging it based on the information you guys are giving me. I'm judging it based on what I see and what I read. And what I see and what I read is not concrete. It's 80%. So... But yeah, I like this fight, and I so far like Chin seems okay. I don't know why everyone's hyping up Chin, really. His intro was really badass when he was walking through the walls and he sat on the sofa sort of deal. But ever since, his fight with Hades has just been Hades figuring out what this dude's fucking gimmick is. And once he learns the gimmick, I think Hades is going to push back and kick the shit out of him. So... honestly, so far, ever since I've known that, and ever since we saw the beginning of the fight, Chin's best days were his intro chapter so far, but I still like him. He's alright. And Hades is still awesome, so... yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the reaction, guys. So if you guys want to stick around while I read the rest of the chat, then that's cool. And then we'll go from there. We'll respond to some of this stuff. Let's see. Koji said I finished the chapter. Well done, Koji. Leonidas said, hey, Griever, do you think Okita is fighting Loki? Who did I say I was going to fight Loki? No, I think there's somebody else who's going to fight Loki. Who did I say was going to fight Loki? Shit. Who did I say was going to fight Loki? I mean, maybe, but I thought somebody else was going to fight Loki and somebody was going to kick the living shit out of him. I can't remember my theory right now about Loki. Sorry about that. I guess Okita could fight Loki, sure, but I swear somebody else was going to fight Loki and Loki was going to get the shit kicked out of him for... I thought what was going to happen is that Loki was going to transform into Heracles and mock him, and somebody was going to kill him. Maybe I thought that Jack or somebody would kill him off stage for doing it. Like outside the arena, maybe. Jay Warrior said, I can see this fight end in a draw with how Chin's abilities work, and it could set up Anubis. This is not the draw fight. The draw fight was last chapter, and it ended in a draw. Then we had June hijink bullshit. So, I don't see this one ending in a draw. I really don't. I don't see the next one ending in a draw. Round 9 is now my new feeling for a draw. Round 9 is my feeling for a draw now. But yeah, Anubis would be cool to see. Let's see. Koji said, Griever, are you happy now? Relatively or figuratively? I read it, Koji. I mean, doesn't matter to me if you read it or not, Koji. I'm just saying, like, you should read it. Caden said, if you haven't noticed, every time he uses his eyes power and a technique, his eyes crack a little bit. I have not noticed that, no. But sure. I'll take your word for it. Rainey said, so when Chin makes an attack with the help of his eyes, he suffers the same wound. It appears that way. Rainey says, though I want Chin to win, Hades is way more likely to win. Oh, you want Chin to win. That's interesting. Leonidas said, I would say Hades wins or it's a draw if he keeps using this technique. I would say Hades wins. Joseph says, I'm starting to become more lenient towards Hades to win, which kind of sucks because that means all the Chinese humans lose. But what if this fight ended in both of them dying? I mean, by that logic, you could say that all the, like, I don't know, like, all the Bible people lost because Adam lost, right? There's no more biblical people on the list, really, is there? You know what I'm saying? So, Rainey said, I always thought that was air. Don't know how you got fire. I don't know, it just looked like the whole fireball, you know? But, I mean, I guess it was an air attack. I don't know. Hard to tell with black and white. Jay Warrior said, hasn't the only fight with a timestamp mid-fight been like Adam versus Zeus? I was making a point about the timestamp. I was making a point saying, like we get... It was an example of how you do it. Like the Sasaki Poseidon thing did the after images. They showed all the after images of Poseidon attacking, or all the after images of Sasaki, or they showed like all the like him like the blade moving like each inch sort of idea. We had a relevance in time. We saw the waves like pause, you know, like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there are multiple ways to do it. I'm just saying that this is, for my understanding, if you guys are right, which is fine, if you're all right about it, it's fine. Nobody get too aggravated or butthurt that I just don't think that it's that great. But I just think that it's not the best visual way to show somebody hitting a fucking golf ball from 1,000 miles away level of accuracy. Showing this big fucking thing the size of a basketball hitting somebody and then making me believe that it's fucking almost impossible to do that. You know, that was a bad visual representation of it. That's all I'm saying. If we took it on dialogue alone without the visuals, then maybe the dialogue leniency is better. That's all. Let's see. So, Koji said, I find the breathing ball funny, not epic. Nah, it is funny. It is funny. Rainey said, it's because Chin is an entertaining character to me. Both him and Hades are. He's alright. Like, once again, he's alright. I'd put him in C tier right now. He'd average, you know. Koji said, it's slow and funny ball of air. That's a weird way to look at it, I guess, but I don't know if it's a funny ball of air. Is a ball of air funny? I guess a balloon could be funny, which is a ball of air, so yeah, sure. Rainey said, I don't think it's meant to be drawn as epic, though. I don't think so either. Boy Fawn said, Loki versus Nostradamus. That wouldn't be a bad fight. Sure. Joseph said, I think you said Nostradamus might fight Loki. I think that was it, too. I think it was Nostradamus against Loki. I think that was my idea. The trickster versus the trickster. Koji said, it was Jack who you mentioned. Yeah, if we're going to get an off-screen death again or something like that, or not an off-screen, if we're going to get something happening to a combatant off-screen, I think somebody will turn into Heracles, like Loki will turn into Heracles, and Jack will fucking kill him. Jack will fucking kill him for turning it, or Brunhilde will. Brunhilde will sick Jack on Loki and kill Jay Warrior said, no, we still have Beelzebub. To do what? We still have Beelzebub. You mean that poor excuse for a demon lord? Yeah, we got him. You mean we got that asshole who Odin said, sit fucking down, boy, and if be glad I don't tell Buddha that he's gonna kill about that fucking shit, because he'll kill you. You know? Yeah, Beelzebub. Beelzebub. What a disappointment. That's got to be the most disappointing character in all of Record of Ragnarok. Koji says, funny ball of air. Funny ball of air? Rainy said, I don't feel bad because you don't think it's great. I just don't understand you leap to the point that if anyone hits a crux, it disrupts the flow. Because by the looks of it, it's this giant ball of air. He went, you know, and it's just this big ball of air. And it was the size of his bicep when it hit him the first time. Then it was the size of his pec when it hit him the next time. And so it's just like, I'm thinking like, what? Is there like a needle the size of a fucking pin needle inside the ball of air that is exactly hitting the star at the right time, and the star is only fucking a millimeter wide? Like, I'm not seeing that, you know? I'm not seeing this little red dot inside the air ball. I'm seeing this giant thing the size of a small basketball hitting Hades, and I'm supposed to believe that's sharpshooter accuracy. That's what I'm saying. That's why I leapt to the point that it looked like anything. So if there's nothing, because we're just told, now we're told, remember, when I said that, we're told now there is something special about the breath. The breath is his crossbow ability. So it is special breath. Before, nobody mentioned it was part of his crossbow fucking super Chinese martial art special pentagram breath. It was just him blowing air. So that's when I said about the wind thing. Remember, I'm reacting to it as a page-by-page basis. I have more information now. So no, of course wind wouldn't work. The only problem I currently have, no, so the rest of the fights are fine now. It's less, that's why I went back up to 80%. I said, I'm good with most of it. I just don't like the visual representation that I'm supposed to believe that something the size this fucking big around hitting something the size of my head hitting me is supposed to make a puncture wound the size of a millimeter accuracy, you know? Like, it doesn't look that way to me. That's all. Rainey said, Beelzebub didn't even seem threatened by Odin? Question mark. When the strongest god shows up to you and says fucking don't fucking do anything, he didn't do anything. That's my point. Beelzebub didn't talk back to him. Didn't seem threatened. He didn't fucking seem cocky either. Did he talk back to him? Did he fucking get up out of the chair and go, who are you to me to order me around, blah 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 blah? No, he didn't. He didn't. You know what Beelzebub is? Beelzebub, you know why he didn't seem threatened? You know who else doesn't seem threatened by people? Mayuri Kuretsuchi. People like him, and he's not a bad character in Bleach, but he's the same, that's what we got here. Beelzebub is Mayuri, done again, right? That's why he's, you know, and almost all the captains are stronger than him. They would curb stomp him, you know? Like, seriously. Kenpachi would go, sit the fuck down, you know? And he's done it before. Mayuri acts all big and strong until Kenpachi showed up. And then he's like, and then he talks trash to Kenpachi, and Kenpachi finally goes, you really want to do this? And Mayuri backs down. Like, the scientist ain't the strongest, man. The scientist ain't the strongest. I'm just saying. Beelzebub's and Mayuri, he ain't no Kisuke. Let's just go off of that. And I mean, if you think that Beelzebub managed to get under Odin's skin, you go right ahead. But Odin went there specifically to say, boy, you fuck off. And he left with a warning. He left with a threat. He said, if I catch you threatening this shit again, problem. You know? And if you want to mark the Beelzebub's not the strongest thing in the fucking Valkyrie universe. He could beat Adam. He could beat everybody. I don't think he can, but, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but, you know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I thought that that was Odin going in and saying, boy, I suspect what you did. Fuck off, sit down, and don't fucking fuck this up for me, or we're going to have a problem. And Beelzebub didn't say shit. So, I don't know how you take that as a Beelzebub was not threatened. He was literally threatened. He went up to him, he threatened him, and he left. And Beelzebub didn't fucking talk back shit. And apparently we're not reading enough video to maintain smoothly. That's so sad. Let's see. Where were we? Leonard said, Griever, do you have a video of your prediction on which god is facing which humans? If not, which is your favorite matchup so far? My favorite matchup right now is Anubis versus Rasputin. I want to see Anubis versus Rasputin. That's my favorite matchup. I think that's the best matchup, and I really want to see it. And I do not have a video on those predictions. No, I don't. Because I think, without knowing the characters, if we knew the characters, you know what I mean? If we knew their personalities and the direction, like, Nostradamus is completely different from how I pictured him. But now I can see Nostradamus fighting Loki. It's now that I know how they're taking Nostradamus. I can also see Nostradamus facing Odin, for example. But since I haven't seen the other gods, and because I haven't seen the other humans, making predictions, I could base that off mythology, and they could 180 all the mythology, which they've done in Record of Ragnarok. So I feel stupid making a video about it, but right now, what I would like to see based on that is just Rasputin versus Anubis, the farrier of souls and the man who couldn't be killed. You know, Rainey said he smirked, and that seemed to annoy Odin. Why did he need to get in Odin's face? Because usually when someone goes up to you and basically says, fuck off, you usually don't take that sitting down and fucking just going, I don't know. I mean, maybe Beelzebub isn't threatened by Odin. But I'm arguing that Odin went in there and threatened him. Whether he felt threatened or not, well, maybe Beelzebub's got a few screws loose, because I'd be terrified if that man came into my room and fucking stood over my shoulder and said, fuck off. You know? I would stop doing what I was doing. You know? Joseph said, all Beelzebub said was intriguing. That's true too. But he's a scientist, right? His own death would be intriguing to him. From what we understand of his character, his own death, he'd be like, wonder what happens after this too. Rainey said, Mayuri is like a Joker card, depending on how many things are up his sleeve. True. Jay Warrior said, I got the impression Beelzebub didn't care. I gained the fact that he wasn't going to pull any shit on Odin anyways, so he was like, oh yeah, like, this is my warning, but I'm not going to... basically, he already drove 200 miles an hour, so he doesn't feel the need to break the speed limit anymore. Then the cop comes to him and gives him a warning. It's like, I'm never going to do it again because I already got my adrenaline rush out of my system. I'm good. That's the way I took it. I mean, you guys can take it different, but Beelzebub would be a fucking... Unless Beelzebub is strongest in the verse, he'd be a fucking idiot not to feel threatened by Odin. That's just me. Shiv said Beelzebub didn't care. Odin gritted his teeth in the last panel. Yeah, because he was pissed. He was pissed off when he went in, and he was pissed off when he left. Because Beelzebub was fucking up his good Ragnarok. And he was not having any of it. Nobody walks into a room pissed off and goes, fuck off, and then walks out of the room, that felt so much better. Nobody does that. I mean, Odin gritted his teeth when he left the room. So what? You don't enter a room fucking infuriated and leave the room just because you fucking, told off the problem. You don't just leave the room. Like when my dad kicked my fucking door in because my brother broke my tooth, he didn't exactly, now I feel better that I've kicked the door in and gotten that anger out. No, he was still pissed and yelling. Because that's what anger is, people. Come on. let's be a little, let's tone it down a little bit. We're reading into every little emotion like, oh my god, well, because an infuriated Odin was still infuriated 5 seconds after he told Beelzebub to fuck off. Clearly, he didn't get the message. Clearly, Beelzebub is fucking, Saitama. You know, like, wherever, this is crazy. Rainey said, your bias is showing hard right now. It's my stream, my reaction, my channel. My bar, my boat. Why wouldn't I? Of course I'm biased. Everybody's biased. Everybody got their opinion. Of course I'm biased. Beelzebub sucks. His design sucks. His character sucks. I don't like him. Of course my bias is going to show. Go watch a King of Lightning stream and fucking complain that he doesn't like Garp. You know? When I watch King of Lightning, I know he doesn't like Garp. I don't comment on every one of his videos and say, fucking you suck because you don't like Garp. Like, no. He doesn't appreciate Garp enough. I still like King of Lightning. I don't think his opinion on Garp is right. I think it's 100% wrong. But commenting on every fucking video and getting butthurt at King of Lightning for not liking Garp due to fucking whatever, I forget why he doesn't like Garp. But because that's how much it doesn't matter what the opinion of, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know. Of course I got bias against him. I don't like Beelzebub. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous that you guys think that anybody thinks that Odin didn't go in there and fucking threaten him and fucking leave, and Beelzebub didn't give 0 fucks. Which is what you're saying. Beelzebub gave no fucks? Really? Really? So, he doesn't care if Odin kills him. Like, do you think Odin can't kill him? Because the only reason that Beelzebub gives no fucks is either he doesn't care if he dies, which then, yes, he probably gave no fucks. But if we're going on the assumption that he does care if he dies, then pissing off Odin leads to one thing. Odin kills him. So either he does care if he dies, and he did give a fuck, or he doesn't care that he dies and then he didn't give a fuck. You know, you gotta do the math here. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of math. Joseph said, but what if Rasputin fights someone else? I will still enjoy the fight. I'm just saying that given off of the prediction of the mythology like everybody else is doing, like Leonidas was saying, I feel like if you have a character that that we know in mythology or we know in human history and we go off of that, then I think that Rasputin, given what we know of Rasputin and given what I know of Anubis before seeing their interpretation in Ragnarok, that would be a cool matchup. But maybe, like Nostradamus, totally flipped on the head from what I expected, maybe they'll flip those two on the head and it wouldn't be a good matchup in the first place. I'm just saying based on what I haven't seen yet. It's just my prediction, that's all. Let's see. Rainey said, I'm saying Biel is stronger, but he wasn't feeling threatened. Well, then he's an idiot. That's what I'm saying. If he wasn't threatened, he's a moron. You know, unless he's stronger or suicidal, he's an idiot. That's what I'm saying. And yes, that is a biased statement. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that's what, you know. But I'm saying logically, there are 3 options when someone comes up to you and says, if you don't fuck off, I'm going to kill you. You know, there's only a handful of options, and there's only a handful of reasons for being one of those options. And if we go off of the line of what you guys are saying, that he wasn't threatened by Odin, and he didn't give a fuck, then the only options are he doesn't care if Odin kills him, or he thinks he is stronger than Odin. Those are realistically, those are the only 2 options there. So he's either stronger than Odin, he's not threatened for that reason. He doesn't fear death or doesn't care if Odin kills him, which, granted, or he's an idiot. Like, those are the only 3 options I can see. If someone can give me option D, I'd be willing to hear it, but I just don't see it. Shiv says, who's the fighters you're most hyped to see in battle left? Susanoo and Anubis for me. Once again, I'm really excited to see Tesla. I'm really excited to see Rasputin. I'm excited to see... I've seen Susanoo way too many times in multiple interpretations of manga. So I'm most excited to see Anubis. I was really excited to see Beelzebub. My bias towards Beelzebub is because I was so hyped to see him, and he's disappointed me in every fucking humanly way possible. So... yeah. Jay Warrior said, I hope Hades has more abilities than just being a spear fighter. I believe he does. Rainey deleted some messages. And yep, and okay, so maybe I already talked about, I don't know. Rainey deleted some messages. Leonidas said, that's true, and I feel like without seeing the humans and god characters from the list yet, we'll build up more hype. That's true. Shiv said, I feel like since it's a roster of the strongest gods, there are power gaps, but not big enough that anybody is scared of each other. That's what all the Shiva fanboys said when Zeus said, it's my turn now. That's what every Shiva fanboy said to themselves. And then they all ran away after the end of round 5. But, so, no, there are stronger gods, there are weaker gods. There just is. There's stronger human fighters. Adam would beat everyone on the human roster so far. Adam would win. That's just a fact. Adam would kill most gods. So would Zeus so far. Thor mid-diffed Lubu, so we don't even know how strong Thor technically is. You know, how would Sasaki do against Thor? You know, like there is a power gap. You know, I think there is. Tenryo said Cole doesn't like Garp. He named him the best character in One Piece. Did he really? Well, he also doesn't think he's got a bias towards Garp when it comes to power scaling. You're right. He does like Garp. He doesn't power scale Garp correctly. How's that? He does not. He'll put Rayleigh and Sengoku 5-10 spaces above Garp and not even put Garp on a list when it comes to power scaling. For some reason. Sick Dying Whitebeard, Garp, Sengoku, Rayleigh, any of the old guard, he'll put them in the top 30 and he'll leave Garp in the dust. I don't know why. He has reasons, and I think they're flawed. Just like you guys think that my bias and reasons toward Beelzebub are flawed. You guys think that. I think that about Cole's opinion on Garp's power scaling. You know? It's just a matter of opinion. You know, nobody's necessarily right or wrong either. We will wait and see, actually. When Beelzebub ends up fighting, we will see the extent of Beelzebub's abilities. We'll get more of his personality. Same with Odin. And we'll see, was Beelzebub right to give 0 fucks, as has been stated? Or was he a fucking moron for not giving 0 fucks? Or did he actually give 0 fucks? Or are there too many fucks to have given? Mario Monroe is in here and says, Gods and Bad would solo the Bleach verse. Gods and Bad? Oh, God Sinbad would solo the Bleach verse. Sinbad's pretty broken. Yeah, Sinbad's pretty broken. Though I argue Ichibei. I do argue Ichibei a little bit. I've read Magi, so... and The Adventures of Sinbad. And, yeah, Sinbad's pretty broken. I'm not saying he wouldn't solo the Bleach verse, but we're about to get more Bleach content, too. And there are things like... There are weird things in Bleach. You know what I mean? There's Aizen, to start with, who could trick fucking God. Koikatsu Igetsu works against literal God. So if Sinbad's God, then Koikatsu Igetsu works against Sinbad. So you have to power scale that. Power scaling's difficult. Thomas Keane says, Vomdot today. Alright, bot. Mario Monroe said, just came here to say that. You go, Mario. You do your thing. Joseph said, I think the reason Susanoo is used so much is because of his status as one of the big 3 in Shintoism and power. Also because of his fame as a folk hero. Yeah, it's Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and Susanoo, of course, the 3 gods. When actually, they're not the 3 gods. There are multiple brothers and sisters. They're just the famous ones, right? Because there was Izanagi and Izanami. They were the parents, and blah, blah, blah. There was a lot there. Mario said, no, Aizen couldn't trick Sinbad. Well, I disagree. That's alright. Don't have to agree on that. I read all of Magi. I love Sinbad. I think he's OP as fuck. But by all accounts, Koikatsu Getsu works against literal gods. Sinbad is a god, so it would work against Sinbad. It was proven in the last couple of chapters of Bleach that Koikatsu Getsu can work against literally the Almighty when he was God, when he was literally the Soul King. So, you know. Joseph said, speaking of Aizen, let's see. Oh, wait. Tenryo said, the power creep of Magi got so ridiculous with the last arc. The introduction of the infinite hierarchy of gods is so hard to believe. Yeah, it is. It did get a little ridiculous. Magi didn't end well, I'll say that. Joseph said, speaking of Aizen, have you heard Divide Music song about him, Darkest Hour? I didn't listen to that particular song, no. Or maybe I did and I didn't know it was about him. Skin said, Magi characters were always broken, but they became just ridiculously broken with the last arc. That's true. It's like Toriko. You know? Same deal. Mario Monroe said, you're just biased because Bleach is your favorite manga. Except that Bleach isn't even in the top 10 universes as far as I'm concerned, so... I'm glad you spelled favorite right, Mario, but you came in here and attacked me, you know. I was just giving you my opinion, you know. You came in here, pistols a-blazing, and just, you know. I'm not, you know, yeah, Bleach is probably my favorite manga, definitely in my top 3. But it's definitely not in the top 5, not even the top 10 of strongest universes. Toriko is stronger, Dragon Ball Z is stronger, let's see. Oh, I had a good one. Shit. Just had one. It's in my head. Shaman King. Shaman King's far stronger. Let's see. I mean, technically, Haruhi Suzumiya beats a lot of people. just for the lulz there. Yeah. There's quite a few universes that beat Bleach, actually. Mario said, still love your Jujutsu Kaisen and Record of Ragnarok content, though. Okay. I mean, I'm not biased when it comes to power scaling Bleach. I'm honest when it comes to power scaling Bleach. You know. Like, Irani and Shiv and stuff were right when they said that I was biased towards Beelzebub, of course. And I admitted that. But I have no bias towards Bleach. You know, I'm just going off the facts. If you read the last chapter of Bleach, or the second last chapter, I think it is, Koikatsu Getsu from Aizen worked against literal God. Now, if you have evidence of a super chocolatey covered god that's way better than all gods, then fine dandy. But as far as I was aware, Sinbad was gods at the end of the last arc when I read Magi. So, but I read that a few years ago, so refresh my memory, but they were referred to as gods. So if we use the same context, and power scaling between the universe is so fucking stupid anyways. Because then you have to go on the whole, you know, alright, how does spiritual pressure work versus this power system and that power system, and how does this translate? Does God mean the same thing here? Does power mean the same thing there? Does planet buster mean the same thing? Like, you know, it's confusing. Caton said the first Emperor's eyes power seems to be like equivalent exchange. A little bit there, yeah. A little bit. It's a little different than Heracles, which is good. Tenryo said, what's your favorite manga? Favorite. Spelt wrong. Mario. You mad that Byakuya probably solos it? Yeah, Byakuya is pretty strong. Mario said Shaman King, then Magi second. Shaman King's pretty OP, though. You got How. Shaman King's pretty OP. And Shaman King is a fantastic manga, one of my favorites. Magi's, I don't know, maybe in my top 30, maybe. Shiv said there are probably very obscure manga or anime with very broken universes as well. Absolutely, I've read over 200 manga, and there were some wackadoodle ones. There were some pretty wacky ones. Not gonna lie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've gotten off track a little bit there, but we did ourselves a solid 2-hour stream, I think, or, you know, not solid, a week 2-hour stream. I think that I'll call it a day, or a stream, or what have you. This was a decent chapter, pretty decent chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I apologize that I, didn't really care for the visual explanation for Chin's power. It's pretty obvious why, but okay. And I will never apologize for my bias towards Beelzebub. Dude fucking sucks. Worst character in Record Ragnarok. So, if you can't get over that, and you're not going to be able to take that in future streams, then I don't know what to tell you. Don't watch the streams. I don't know. But anyways, and that's not directed at anyone personally, just letting you know for future content. When Beelzebub is brought up, I'm going to say he fucking sucks and move on. If that's going to bother you, just note for the future. That's all I'm doing. It's a forewarning. It's a disclaimer that I'm going to say things like I'm going to say things like Hunter x Hunter sucks. I'm going to say things like Deku sucks. I'm going to say things like Naruto sucks. I'm going to say things like Beelzebub, not the manga, because that was greatness. Beelzebub in the Beelzebub manga, far better. And he was a baby. A naked baby. And he was way better character. So yeah, just note these things when we go forward. Not that we still can't have a discussion. I'm just making sure that nobody gets too emotional and nobody gets too, up in their ire a little bit. Ire, that's a fun word. I-R-E. Nobody uses that word anymore. Ire. That's a fun word. Oh, you're getting up. Your ire's getting, But anyways, yeah, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed. Yeah. But anyways, so, yeah. Reading off the last of the chat, Mario said, how is a goat? Can't even deny that. Yeah, he is. He's OP as fuck. Skin said, pretty good stream. Mario said, still enjoyed the stream, though. I'm glad you enjoyed. Sorry, Eisen might be able to beat Sinbad. I don't know. Sinbad's a badass. I love Sinbad, man, but just saying, but anyways, maybe you don't like Bleach. Maybe you're biased against Bleach. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased towards Bleach. That could be. Difference is that I like both. So. And I don't really care if one character from a manga beats the entire Bleachverse. That doesn't bother me. I'm not a power scaler. Doesn't really bother me that much. But anyways, hope everybody enjoyed. We'll see you back here next time. I guess it'll be back to monthly. So, and no double chapter until the end of the fight. So, chapter 59 probably early March. So, we'll see you guys all here again. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks very much for the 12 likes, your patience, and your continued support. Like, comment, subscribe, drink responsibly as always. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed the new chair, the new layout and everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right. Bye-bye.